Hello everyone, and welcome to my bold and beautiful official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Taylor's medical emergency throws Ridge and Brooke's reunion into disarray. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Taylor Hayes may experience a medical crisis after finding out that Ridge Forrester intended to call off their engagement in order to get back together with Brooke Logan. She had a heart attack the last time Ridge ended their relationship. She was dying of heartbreak. Ridge was deeply sorry for making her ill. We can anticipate that it will occur once more. According to previews for The Bold and the Beautiful, Brooke will experience a medical crisis following Ridge's breakup with her. She relocated to Europe after the last split, where she met a physician who gave her a broken heart syndrome diagnosis. Fearing that she was dying, she went back to Los Angeles in order to be with her children, Thomas and Steffi Forrester. Ridge and Taylor bonded at a mediation session after Thomas and Steffi planned to guilt-trip Raj about the breakup. Realizing that Ridge didn't love her enough to put Brooke in his past helped Taylor move on. Taylor was happy for the first time in a long time. Without Ridge, she was happy. She did things with Ridge without having to persuade him that he was wasting his time with Brooke, and she also spent time with her family. For Taylor, it changed his life. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Ridge will talk to Brooke about the remorse he will experience if he calls off his engagement to Taylor. He vowed to support her and move on from Brooke's past. He can't though. Ridge fears that his kids won't pardon him. For her parents, Steffi has been pleased. She's always wished for them to get married again. Ridge is certain that Thomas will share his sentiments. Ridge feels a great deal of shame for betraying not just Taylor but his entire family. According to teasers on The Bold and the Beautiful, Ridge will feel a great deal of guilt about splitting from Taylor. He'll probably tell Taylor and his children that he can't ignore his fate. He may even tell them that he must be with Brooke even if he would always love and care for Taylor. He has fallen in love with her. Steffi and Taylor will suffer a terrible blow, and the psychiatrist may experience another health issue as a result. Do you believe that once Ridge dumps Taylor, she will experience a medical setback? BNB fans? Liam's thankfulness, Grace's truth bomb, and Lee's perilous encounter. Finally, a recap of The Bold and the Beautiful is available. Lee Finnegan and Sheila Carter-Sharp have a dangerous encounter in today's episode. In the meantime, Grace Buckingham is coerced by John Finnegan into telling Liam Spencer the truth. Grace tries to persuade Finn not to tell anyone about her. Desperately, the cunning doctor tries to explain. Please don't tell anyone. According to Grace, Reese Buckingham owes money to other people. The two individuals, Paris and Zoe Buckingham, are pursuing her. Finn asks, what if they want more money? Grace swears she won't repeat this behavior. This is her life. She cannot lose her medical license. She keeps pleading with Finn to remain silent. Grace inquires as to whether he plans to inform anyone. No, the doctor says. Then goes on to say that Grace will be the one to tell Liam the truth. Liam Spencer watches as Hope Logan and Brooke Logan converse over the phone. After the call, she talks endlessly to Liam about Brooke's accident. The sufferer talks about being pampered by Bill Spencer. The $1 million is brought up by Liam. Hope exclaims that Liam is a nice parent and a good man. Sheila is preoccupied when Deacon Sharp asks for her assistance at Il Giardino. Lee is on Sheila's mind. She extended her hand once again. Deacon informs her that Luna Nozawa has passed away. She must leave. Deacon claims that Luna's departure is a good thing. Sheila becomes agitated. The proprietor of the restaurant advises her to put Luna out of her mind. Sheila is upset and doesn't think he'll get it. Deacon simply does not want her to suffer anymore. After holding hands, Sheila turns to go. Where are you heading? Finn should be found, Sheila argues. The waitress goes on to say that they might get along because Steffi Forrester Finnegan is out of town. When Sheila visits Lee's workplace, she discovers that she is not there. She begins texting until April informs her that the doctor is on leave. They discuss nursing-related topics. April truly feels bad for Luna and loves Lee. April is asked by Sheila to let her know where Luna's remains were sent. She is Finn's birth mother and Luna's other grandmother. April, who is also Luna's grandmother and Finn's mother, decides to investigate. April observes, however, that there are no records of Luna's passing on the computer. She recommends getting in touch with Lee directly. April leaves the workplace in a hurry. Lee speaks to Aluna, who is unconscious. The physician examines every piece of equipment in the room. Luna requires further medication. Lee has to go to the hospital to get some medicine. Lee bumps into Sheila at the hospital when she wanders into her office. Lee drops a large bag with supplies and medications. Sheila claims that despite her attempts to contact her, Lee hastily returns the narcotics to her bag. What happened to my granddaughter? Luna sleeps still back in the hidden medical suite. Finn and Grace arrive at Bill's residence in the meantime. Liam and Hope exclaim that Grace is a saint. They can do this at a later date, Grace replies. Liam demands that she remain. According to Finn, Grace is there to be honest with Liam about his brain tumor. For Grace, it's truth or consequence. Teasers for the bold and the beautiful with the revelation of the truth imminent. Finn gives Grace a deadline. Dr. Grace Buckingham is in a lot of trouble. To save her two daughters, Paris and Zoe Buckingham, she required a cool $1 million. Somehow, she was unable to approach every wealthy she knew for assistance, particularly because Paris was about to become a Forrester. Given that Paris and Thomas Forrester became engaged over a year ago, it's also possible that she is already a Forrester. Nope, in order to pay off her ex-husband's debts, she had to con Liam Spencer into thinking he had a brain tumor. After John Finnegan suddenly figured out the truth, he takes her to visit Liam and Hope Logan and makes her confess. Will Grace do it herself, or will Finn narrate her tale? Lee Finnegan and Sheila Carter discover they have even more in common than they initially believed. Therefore it appears that we will be spending Thursday in Los Angeles, rather than Italy. Lee and Sheila are actually about to have a very unexpected encounter that will leave them both speechless. Does Sheila follow Lee and discover her secret, that Luna Nozawa is still alive, or do they genuinely get along? Sheila is aware that Lee has previously used this type of deception. She discovered Finn at the same spot, in the same state. Lee has her comatose at her apartment because she wants to keep Finn's daughter out of jail. Will Sheila keep Lee's secret to herself and not even notify Deacon if she finds out? Is a friendship between Lee and Sheila truly imminent? Given that Poppy Nozawa is left out in the cold, that would be an odd turn of events and something Jack Finnegan might want to know about. Sheila bumps into Lee with a bag of medication as Finn coerces Grace into telling Liam. As Grace pleaded with Finn to maintain her secret, Rich kissed Brooke after saving her from a watery grave. Liam bemoans Hope's attention to him at Bill's. It's not quite as strange as when his father does it. It appears that his father has changed. In countless ways, he has demonstrated that there is nothing he wouldn't do for him. I hope he understands what a fine man he is. Liam praises her while munching on some crackers, but his dad truly saved him a ton of money. Sheila looks at the wall of men Luna killed at Il Giardino until Deacon breaks the silence. She complains that Lee has cut her off and refused to tell her where Luna is buried. She may bid Luna farewell anywhere, Deacon reminds her. He says it's fortunate that Luna is no longer in their lives, but Sheila complains that this is unfair. Since Luna isn't returning, the best thing she can do is forget about this. She doesn't think he will understand her situation. Deacon does not wish for her to suffer. When she says she's going to find Finn, he's shocked. She continues, although Steffi is now out of town, she is beginning to believe that they could finally get along. Sheila wants to offer Finn her sympathy. Her spouse does not want her to become emotionally unstable. She must acknowledge that no one will ever see Luna again. Grace keeps pleading with Finn in her office to keep in mind her values and the good she does. She requests that he continue to pretend Liam is unwell and keep the cure a secret. For her girls, Grace took this action. She is reminded by Finn of what happened to Liam's girls as a result. Grace says she needed to save her kids even though she now realizes she was wrong. Because of what he did to Hope and Liam, she believed that Reese was vile. Finn claims that she did the same thing and is now requesting silence. That is not possible for him. According to Grace, their work focuses on providing people second chances. Is he unable to provide her one? Liam claims he has endured enough suffering, and that he will not allow himself to live because he fears a recurrence of his cancer. Luna and Lee are still in hiding, both unconscious. She is reassured by her grandmother or aunt that this is not the end of her. She is making every effort to aid in her recovery. April, the lab tech, tells Sheila that Lee has taken a leave of absence when she visits her office. It surprises Sheila. Sheila tells her that she was a nurse once and understands the hard work that doctors and nurses do. She inquires as to whether she can find Luna's remains in any way. She is her grandmother. April notices that there is no documentation of their whereabouts. Sheila is perplexed as the lab tech leaves. Lee spills her medications on the floor after bumping into her as he enters. Liam and Hope are still at Bill's when Finn brings Grace there. They keep her there to express their sincere gratitude for saving his life, even though Grace suggests they do this when he isn't busy.